I'm angry today. As I prepared this episode on dreams, my mind kept rolling back to something I'd read recently, words I'd encountered hundreds of times in the past in various forms. Why don't I, and others who comment professionally on games, just focus on, quote, games people care about? Games that matter. Real games, they're sometimes called. Played by real gamers. Think about those words for a minute. You know what games are? Games are somebody's dreams that we're invited into. I would have never dreamed on my own that I might be a swarm of blossoms gusting through green meadows on a summer's day. But someone else dreamed it, and through video games, they shared their dream with me. There are certainly predatory and cutthroat practices at work in the games industry. People who hold audiences in contempt to make a quick buck. But most game creators aren't like that. The people who choose to take tremendous financial risks and sacrifice years of their lives to realize their dreams are, first and foremost, dreamers. They are artists that have found a way through a magical discipline to pull dreams from their own minds and bring other people into their art. Art in any medium is something a creator entirely owns until they decide to share it. So long as it's locked away only in their mind or their studio, it's their sole delight, or their sole horror, or their sole expression. But once they choose to share art with others, they also share some of the ownership. The work is seen not just through their intention, but also through our interpretation, and sometimes our misinterpretation. Their art becomes ours as well. But just because we gain partial ownership in a work of art does not make it solely ours either. Ownership is shared with the creator and with their entire audience. To dismiss creativity through the dim filter of presumptive contempt, rather than by critiquing it through the lenses of context and preference, is to do dreams a disservice. Why do we equate industry success and widespread cultural acceptance of popular games so directly with their value? A small game, a free game, a game largely created by a single hand or voice, is no less inherently valuable just because it's less well known. Nor is caring about the games we create a sole dominion of the individual creator or the plucky indie developer. Every day at AAA studios around the world, thousands of artists, designers, programmers, producers, and writers work to develop games they care about. If we allow the marketplace to be our chief measure of a game's value, we do dreams a disservice. Anyone who bothers to spend the time and effort it takes to transport us into their dreams deserves the benefit of our doubt that their game does, in fact, matter. Do you really want to put a price on someone else's dreams? We don't have to like everything. We shouldn't like everything. We should be allowed to argue the merits of art with our friends. It's part of the fun of the hobby. But let's not make the mistake of undercutting the value of someone's shared dream on the basis of our own fickle chauvinism toward a vast swath of ideas. Nor should we immediately dismiss the old because it appears simple, or the new because we find it unfamiliar. The old and the new. It's strange for me to use those words in regard to games. To me, all games still feel new, because I was privileged to be young when the medium itself was in its popular infancy. Is anything in gaming really old? Or, for that matter, really new? We'll explore that next time on Hop, Blip, and a Jump.